All right. Ladies and gentle folks, Zealots, Zerglings, and Marines, strap yourselves in. In the top right side of this semi-final, representing Vitality, it is MARU. The man that has forgotten how to lose in the last few days of his StarCraft career. He has found himself under the gun in terrible situations multiple times, and yet he refuses to almost never even dropping maps. The amount of insane comebacks this guy has had recently is truly out of this world, but he hasn't played as much TvP recently. And Dot says, Pig, you're on the screen. And I'm like, oh, so I am. Yeah, I'll get off there, guys. Don't worry. You don't have to look at my stupid face. It's much more important to watch the players. He's up against Showtime, though, a Protoss player. And like I said, Maru's been making crazy comebacks. He's forgotten how to lose against Zerg. His TvT is still out of this world as well. But can he play that insane, unkillable level of Terran against a Protoss? And especially against a Protoss who beat him in their last head-to-head clash. Showtime beating him 4 months ago in a lot of late games. 3-2, close series. He played a few games as mech. Showtime got the better of him with mech. Maru swapped back to bio, did a lot of timing attacks, and Showtime just barely managed to hang on against them with some Zealot Arc on defense to finish off that series in Maestros of the game. The French tournament run by, of course, our lovely French guys, Comeback TV, the guys that used to be part of O Gaming, went and formed their own organization, have run some awesome, massive tournaments there. Funka, TKL, Coco, just to name a few. I guess those are the main three, right? But I'm sure they have other passionate members in the French scene helping them out. But those are the three frontmen, to be sure. Marines on the way. Reaper's Command Center Factory coming in here for Maru. And he's not doing the build I called. I was saying, because Showtime picked this map first, that Maru, well, he knows what Maru's going to do. Maru's going to do 3 CC into 3 barracks. Because one of the big things Terrans struggle with is how do you defend up here from Stalkers when they can also blink across here, or they can run over and blink in there. That's a lot of area to cover. And a lot of people's answer was play greedy to match the Protoss greed and then just rush to stim Marauders as quickly as possible. Get concussive, get stim, and you should be okay. Oh, Maru's kind of corner base. Oh, okay. Oh, Maru. I was saying to Showtime yesterday when he made it out of the previous stage, I was like, Maru never plays normal against you. He always comes out with special cheeses to take advantage of you, weird timing attacks that he doesn't do versus anyone else, because he knows he can't let you play a normal game. And Showtime was like, oh, I don't know if he really plays that special against me, but yeah, he does have like really, really good timing attacks. And I was like, what do you mean he doesn't play special against you? Every time I see Maru play against Showtime, it really feels like he understands the assignment. Do not let Showtime in any vaguely normal situation, or it will not go well for you. Showtime does catch the Reaper. And a lovely command center hidden in the corner. Now with this, you build SCVs there, you drop mules, and it really disguises your intentions as a player. Showtime has gone Twilight. He's got, of course, the Robo first, which I love. Showtime wants to check what is happening. I was thinking Showtime would just go fast Colossus here to counter the expected 3-rack styles. He's actually going to go charge. Ooh, 4-gate charge. Very safe opening. So I think he'll go take this this front third base. Probably about 4.5 minutes. Cloak Banshee on the way. Maru is addicted to Cloak Banshees. Now, I've actually been saying that this build, because of Maru doing it so much in the last year, the Cloak Banshee opening has become so overused that it's actually not as good anymore. The reason being, all the top Protoss players, and Max is the one who really started shutting it down originally, even if they don't see what you're doing, they will just basically leave 3 Stalkers and an Observer in their main base at the timing when Banshees could be arriving. And Showtime gets in here. Maru will see that and scan it in a moment. Cyclone was already hunting for this Observer, hoping to deny this. It does get in. Does he cancel Cloak? Does he build a second Banshee? Cloak's still going. For now. Shield battery in the main base. Third Nexus did end up starting at 4 minutes 20. Pretty quick third. But of course, when you're playing 4-gate Zealot, you could arguably be even greedier. Dude, this third command center in the corner is just so nice, though. Because Showtime didn't have any early sentry scouting, I don't think he recognized that something's missing. At least not just yet. And he's not probing. I think Showtime expects this to be like a tank Banshee attack. He doesn't realize how few units Maru has because he doesn't know about the command center. 2 Stalkers and an Observer will stop this Banshee. He does have to pull away. Oh! This is so bad for Showtime. Or is it good for him? You tell me, guys. He sees it, which is cool. He's going to even decide to harass the SCV. He's like, probably not going to get that home anyway. There's a Banshee on this side of the map somewhere. Might as well harass it. He thinks that's a third. He's like, ooh, you're going for an early third base at 5 minutes 10. That's a pretty quick third base. Showtime doesn't know. There's a fourth base, man. MARU is not planning to move out this entire game. And he's going to mech again. He's going to mech again. This didn't go that well last time he played Showtime. Did he win any of the mech games? Can anyone remember? I was just skimming the VODs. I thought he lost both of the games he played mech against Showtime. Well, I could be wrong on that because I was just skimming through. Did MARU play mech at all against Show? Did he win any mech games in Maestros? If anyone can look that one up, Jamie, I would really appreciate it. He won on Maganatha, says chat. Thank you, Cloud Reader. So he did win one. Okay. I mean, if he'd lost all of them, I would be like, this is dumb. This is a good mech map. This is a really good mech map, right? Just because you can kind of take this base, wall off here. You've got this one on the low ground covered by these high grounds. Now, the reason why mech is generally considered bad against Protoss, guys, is because of a few mechanics. One of the biggest is charge. So charge is the most mobile mechanic in the game. And because Terran mech is all about long-range firepower, you want to basically keep your opponent at long range for a long time. With charge, the Zealots close the distance incredibly quickly and just get on top of you. So that's why that doesn't really, work out well. So you've got to fully wall them off or block them with masses of Hellbats and mines and other things. Normally the way bio works, even if you say play bio tank, is you want, say your tanks are sieged up here and the Protoss is coming from the south. You want your bio to engage really far in front so the Zealots use the charge and then stop charging and then you stutter step backwards so that they're kind of, walking slowly towards the tanks. But mech can get jumped on by Zealots. The other one is Warp Prism. Warp Prism getting in the back, suddenly warping in, say 12 gate Zealots, so 24 supply of Zealots, onto the production when you don't have the units. That's really hard to deal with. Another big one is Sky Toss, right? Sky Toss is really big as well, because you need to go Thors to deal with Tempests, and Disruptors beat Thors. But there has been a balance change recently. Disruptors only do 100 damage, not 145, so it actually takes extra disruptor shots to kill those Thors. It used to be, and disruptors are full supply now as well. They do shoot a little bit faster, but it used to be disruptors would counter Thors much harder. So Disruptor Tempest would kind of wreck the Thor counter. Now, obviously, he doesn't know about its mech. Yes, he does. Sorry, chat was saying that he doesn't know. No, he's seen it, I think, with the previous hallucination. Not sure when he spotted that. He's still building Colossus, which is odd. Colossus are decent for damaging the Hellbats. But overall, I'd consider Colossus the lowest value unit against mech. There's an argument that because they have 9 range, they're good at chipping away at Cyclones. Otherwise, it's hard to deal with Cyclones. But I think any more than 2 Colossus would be a huge mistake. And Showtime agrees. He does go into double Immortal Archon production. Now, Archons aren't really good against any of the Terran units. Actually, Hellbats have a biological tag, guys? I think they do when they're in Hellbat form, right? I think Hellbats have a biological tag. Do Archons? Yeah, so Archons should do bonus damage to those. Zealot's going to be charging, and the tank's in front! MARU with a blundering engagement, but the Colossus disappear instantly. Showtime might want to disengage now. He does clear the front line of tanks, but I don't think he has the firepower to kill the Hellbats. He's staying here too long in the tail end of that fight. Quite good for MARU. The start was terrible, though. So many tanks went down there. That was really bad positioning for him. Should have been scanning ahead of his army. Showtime might just not have the numbers to deal with it, though, off this insanely greedy opening that MARU has. He's got only 1 tank there, though. No Psystorm, no Disruptors. So no splash damage. And splash damage is normally really good against the Hellbat Cyclone. This is where the Colossus would be amazing for stutter stepping. If the Cyclones run forward to lock on, you stutter it back, and hopefully your other units can get him. Probes are going down on this base. He's going to have to engage. The Zealots, very good against tanks. Not as good against Blue Flame Hellbats with 1/1 upgrades. Stalkers blinking forward. The Immortals are there. The Archon does help clear those Hellbats. But dude, the Immortal on the left side is going to go down. Only gets 1 shot off on those Cyclones. It's now a mass Cyclone Hellbat, which doesn't have a lot of longevity. But if they outnumber you like this, they can gun you down. Showtime at half the supply. MARU's exceptionally greedy opening. He's gotten away with it. And Showtime had best rewind this replay. If he does not rewind this replay when he taps out and doesn't realize about that corner base, well, let's hope he's got like a friend whispering in his ear between the games, a coach or someone going, Showtime! He took the corner! Trust me, that probably would have worked okay. I normally love Psystorm against this army, guys. The reason is because it just, it kind of, zones the Hellbat Cyclone, does decent splash, but I haven't actually used the new Storm against it at all, so I'm not sure how that changes things. But I think Showtime, when he killed those first tanks at the front, if he disengaged a bit earlier, maybe. He was trying to build another Colossus. So Stalker's in here. Gonna have to blink away some weak Stalkers, I think, to break those lock-ons. A few of them do go down. Observer does fall as well. You can see he's not building many Zealots because there's so many Hellbats now. The Stalkers can really struggle as well. Even if you blink like that, if you're not 14 range away, the lock-on continues and a lot of Stalkers go down. Zealots will come in with a bit of a flank. The Immortal Stalker does focus down 2 Cyclones, but the armored damage, or just the general damage, I should say, from those Cyclone lock-ons is absolutely massive. Maru rallying forwards. His 2-2's almost done. He's taken a 5th base behind this as well now. And he's just all over this game. Absolutely rolling over the top with the numbers. A sloppy first engage in the middle of the map for Maru, but it doesn't matter. When you have build orders this good, your Hellbat Cyclone rally is that good, you cannot stop that without realizing about that corner base. I'm looking at Showtime right now. I'm like, is there like is he looking at the replay? Does he see the corner base, I wonder? Did we see him leave the game? We didn't see him leave the game, right? Though I guess once the players won, maybe they don't show up. Maybe the only other... It said Maru left the game. I don't know. I feel like he's in there rewinding. All right, guys. Maru in the top right side of the map. Showtime in the bottom left. Showtime going to go for a gas first, no scout opening. Going to take some greed in game 2. It's a best of 7 and one must take chances against the greatest Terran of all time. One of the best players at wiping Protoss off with surprise attacks. He's going to do a double gas build here. The Zealots just evaporated. Yeah, well, the thing about Zealots is they're actually nowhere near as bad against Hellbats as like Zerglings, but you still don't want the Zealots to jump on the Hellbats, right? Ideally, you flank the army. And often the Hellbats are all mostly on one side, and if you're getting Zealots on the Cyclones, the tanks, they're such a cheap, efficient unit. It's really good, especially when there's lots of tanks, but after the first fight, it was just Hellbat Cyclone, and the Zealots every fight were just kind of, you know, rallying into the Hellbats because Showtime didn't have any room to position. I do actually really believe Zealots are a very important part of your army usually against mech, but one does not want to be down in supply there. Without, like, a single Disruptor or two or a few Storms would have made it much easier for Showtime to defend. And for me personally, I'm always a very big fan of getting out either Storm or Disruptors early, because even if the mech player goes for that sort of mass Cyclone Hellbat tempo overwhelm, you can hold them off with a much smaller army for a while, if you've got that splash damage. Disruptors especially. Zealot Immortal would wreck the Hellbats if it wasn't for the Medivacs as well. Well, it's kind of, I mean, it's not like you're doing bonus damage. Like, Immortals do pretty terrible damage for their cost to the Hellbats. I think if it's equal cost for cost, Hellbats probably beat Zealots. But it's rare for them to have as many because you can't warp in 10, 12 Hellbats on the front line, can you? And that's usually the problem. it's yeah. Disruptors are kind of bad now. Well, they don't one-shot Hellbats anymore. Or Cyclones, which is kind of funny, but they do shoot faster every 17 seconds. That's still going to take so many hit points off that army that they're going to get, like, you know, 2 hit by the Zealots that charge in afterwards. Disruptors are, I think, still very good against mech. I could be wrong on it, but I think Disruptors, because they shoot from so far away, it changes the interaction. Prediction: how many games will Maru do mech? I think Maru will be very flexible based on how it goes. This map, I don't expect mech at all. What other maps do you guys think Maru would potentially play mech on? Maybe Mothership if it gets to the final game 7. He might try it there as well. Second and third gate blink. Showtime. Gonna have a delayed robo. Might skip it entirely this game. Dangerous against Mr. Maru, who loves his Cloak Banshees, but it's a Widow Mine drop this time around. 3 Widow Mines in a Medevac. That's one of those ones, if you can intercept this with a Stalker or something, really helps you out. Robo does drop behind. Ooh, good intercept. That's so powerful, man. So powerful. This completely removes the pressure here. And look at the damage he gets. Look at that damage. That Medevac has to go home. Does Maru go home to repair? Or does he just hide in the corner and come in later? I think I would go home to repair. Maru is not a scaredy cat like me, though. Scaredy pig. Oh, he is. He is a scaredy cat. Yeah. I mean, just it's too dangerous to throw that away. Showtime still has to be on his toes because he doesn't know what you've done with it. As long as the hallucination doesn't see you come home to repair, I think it's the correct call. Showtime's got a third base at 4 minutes and 28 seconds. He's going to go for a quick forge, so he's going to play the upgrade Gateway Man style. If he thinks there's a really scary push, he'll probably go Zealot Archon with the early upgrades to try and defend. Stalker's going to run into the Widow Mine. If he's not watching, which I doubt it, he will lose that. Oh, no, oh, yeah, he does. But the Widow Mine might not have long enough vision. Showtime might be a bit frustrated by that. This goes up to 6 gate. Reactor on the way for the starport. Maru's in a very standard setup right now. He didn't finish repairing the medevac. That was really sloppy. That medevac should have gone to the mineral line. And then you lose minimal mining time, you know? Pull 2-3 workers, repair it up very quickly and get it in. But look at the way he's not throwing units away. Yoda Stalker hasn't lost anything. He's just waiting for the opportunity. Raven goes in, 2 Stalkers in position. Gonna get 2 probes usually with that. Only one. Only 1 probe and a lot of damage on the Raven. Good D by Showtime. Maru still hasn't dropped a 3rd command center behind this. 3 Stalkers on that edge as well. He boosts the medevac, realizes there's units, and he says, wow, we're just gonna hold position. It's really annoying for Showtime to leave these units defending. Now, if he gets this auto turret down in the main before the battery's done, it could be effective. But about 10 seconds, that's gonna lose any efficacy. Oh, wow, already! Who the hell? Maru! He's only got 6 Marauders and 16 Marines, and he's SCV pull all in. He's only got 2 medevacs, one of which is with the Widow Mine drop. This is a brutally fast drop, but Showtime's on a 12 worker advantage. He's building 3 batteries. He seems to realize what's happening, maybe? I think he should pull into the natural, maybe. Let him take out your 3rd. A couple of force fields come down. He's got a few more available here. Does Showtime... Does he have energy recharge? No, it's not available for a while. He's got charge coming in. The Raven's going to go down. The Widow Mine drop is joined with the army on the front. Showtime's going to try and stutter this out with the Stalker Sentry, but okay, he's got to go forward. Take those Widow Mine shots. One of them doesn't fire, so he's going to have to get that on the next wave. The stims, when they run out, this bio's going to get damaged. There is an argument you just need to buy time as Showtime. Just make him stim, pull back, make him stim, pull back. 13 SCVs have gone down, but the Marauder count's still scary. Showtime Stalker's running out of healing. I think Showtime has to back away. He's got to back away. He's lost too much DPS. The probe pull is a bit too late. You've got to pull the probes while you've still got a lot of damage per second on the board, and those probes pulled a little bit late, got stuck on the SCVs and the shield battery, and I think Maru might just barely be able to push this over. The Stalker's pulled to the right side. There's still a bit of medevac healing in there, and these Stalkers going down may just spell the end for Showtime. A brutally fast attack here. That pylon going down is huge. Losing 2 gateways in a robo. He's still got 6 gate production, does Showtime. Trying to make some zealots here and the like. Probes are pulled in. Stalkers coming in from the right side as well. But Maru, the master of the crazy, decisive all-ins, he is so good at this sort of move. Just off the cuff. I'm going to pull the boys and go. And even though that attack gets held... Hold on. Showtime's making armor, and he's making probes 3 at a time. Maru has mules and a worker lead, which should be a game-winning advantage. Oh, the Marauder dodges are slick! He swaps to the healthy medevac as well! He was going to do it on the red hit point medevac, so Showtime targeted it, but Maru changed his mind, grabbed the healthy medevac to dodge the projectiles. Brilliant play there for Maru. Showtime's back to probing up. Perhaps the Stalkers should have been a bit further forward on this map. I don't know. Should he have kept his sentries in his natural the whole time? I think it's so hard to engage against such fast SCV pools. I never know exactly how you're supposed to defend these sorts of attacks. Showtime doing a valiant effort. Remember, guys, Showtime, he may only be 3 wins to 14 losses all time against Maru, but he beat him last time they played. He looked incredibly solid doing it. And you can see here, by the way, he's hanging in this game, that he's definitely competitive with Maru, but Maru is miles ahead right now. Almost double the army supply. Hiding in the bush, waiting for the next wave. Does he pull the boys again, guys? I don't think so, but maybe, since that main is mining out. It's been rebuilding SCVs and bio. It's only now started +1. This is a modern thing. A lot of players have been skipping +1 weapons. It's actually a really cool adjustment. I've seen a few of the top Terrans doing this against Protoss, just to hit their timings that little bit earlier. I think Percival was doing this, right? Was it Percival in the group stages doing that against, like, Zaun? Nice force fields. Zealots trying to pull back. Dude, Showtime microing this out really well so far, but it's a lot of force fields. I don't think he can afford a full another wave of that. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got 4 force fields. Dude, if Showtime gets back in this game, What title do we give him? I think it's just his normal title. Demower, right? The wall. The wall that refuses to fall, man. Just like the Berlin Wall. It's going to take 30 years to drag this guy down. 30 years? 50 years? How long was that thing up? Went down in like 1990, 91? Something like that? It was there since like, I don't know. I want to say 55? Marine Marauders are there. Stalkers trying to... It was 89, was it? SCV pool round 2! Showtime! Oh, he's going to see it only seconds ahead. The force fields are going to need to be good. Can he split the army? The first few force fields are decent. The Zealots do pull back. That Liberator's going to cause problems. Good force fields, but I like the SCV pullback for Maru. He also gets a few Marauders through that actually snag a Stalker on the left side. Stalkers come forward, thinking about targeting the Lib, but he's got to be very cautious, does Showtime. Those Widow Mines especially can cause big threat. Those Widow Mines. Oh, I kind of wish he got one or two of those Widow Mines there. Robo's going to go down. Robo Bay, of course, not going to help him out here. Links the Stalkers behind, gets a Lib and a Widow Mine, but every single Stalker goes down. I think that's really good for Maru. Yeah, only 2 Stalkers still alive. Showtime, though, he's doing a good job of baiting extra stims and buying time, and I really feel that's one of the most underrated ways of beating a Terran All-In. When they pull the boys, it's, oh, energy recharge into more force fields. Brilliant force fields off the energy recharge. Showtime splitting that army like a wizard. Very well played. He's still up 25 workers, but he's going to have to pull the boys now and try to just fight this out. The Immortal gets focused down. The probes get pulled just a second later than I would have liked, but still pretty damn good timing on that. There is a Lib there. Showtime, similar supply right now. He's making this nail-bitingly close. A lot of people being doubting Showtime, hating on him. They did not watch yesterday's game. Showtime played some of the sickest PvZ I've ever seen. Both of these guys have been decapitating Zergs left, right, and center in this tournament so far. And I was really wondering what their form is in this matchup. Apparently, it's top-notch for both of them. Zealot Stalker comes in, gets the Lib. Yes, the Nexus goes down. Showtime's back to 1 base. Maru actually has to get out of here now. He leaves a bunch of units behind. Some Stalkers and Sentries try to chase him down. The Medevac almost falls. It was an empty Medevac, though, that did not have units inside. Showtime's trying to chase him. He's got a probe pull. He says, oh, you can pull the boys? I can pull the boys, too. Probey boys, assemble! And he does grab the boys because he's only got 1 Nexus in his main to mine off. Maru says, okay, I've just got to hold this now. I've just got to hold. That's all I got to do. Medevac rallying, gets focused, almost goes down, barely survives. Probes are pulled, force fields there, Guardian Shield as well. The Sentries and Stalkers doing some decent damage. The Medevacs are all out of juice here. It's a pretty close fight, but I think with the Marauder rally and all these Medevacs slowly getting bits of... Wait. I mean, surely there's enough Marauders popping out. There's no Zealots left. It's just probes on the front line. There's no Zealots left in here. I think with Mules, as long as he holds, he wins. Maru, can you hold? He can just barely do it. Only a few Stalkers and Sentries left. That was dangerously close to overwhelming Maru. Dude, what a sick game 2 here, guys. Yesterday, we had ups, we had downs. My energy as a caster was admittedly not the best, and I apologize for that, but today, Maru and Showtime are both turning up. And they are just swinging hands at each other. Really sick play. I thought Showtime would be completely dead at a certain point when all of his Stalkers were dying against that first wave. The fact that he got back in this situation, made it this competitive is huge. And if his natural didn't get sniped, this game would still be going at like almost dead even. But Maru getting the natural snipe was really big. And he does secure a 2-0 lead. All right, guys, Maru is playing vicious, pre-planned, aggressive StarCraft. It looks like a double proxy Marine or Marauder. Which one do you guys think? Are we going to see a gas go down? Oh, it's a Marauder, double Marauder proxy. Showtime's going to check for proxies in the common single Barracks Reaper proxy spot, not over here. But he will realize when he gets in there and sees only 1 gas exactly what's happening. Unless Maru somehow could fake the second gas and make it look like it's a barracks into factory play. Highly unlikely. So what's your response, guys? This probe should get there just before the Nexus goes down, right? And I think he's planning to go Cybercore before Nexus anyway, the safer play. I'm a big fan of going for a second gas and immediately taking a Stargate. And getting out an Oracle or a Void Ray as quickly as possible, probably an Oracle. I also think if you can sneak a probe out and hide an expansion somewhere else, that's maybe a play. But he's going to go Nexus in the face of it. This is absolute insanity. I know you technically can defend this, but with that so close, You need near perfect micro to do. I know if you don't take the Nexus, they just don't commit as much, and then it's kind of awkward and it feels weird, but this is so hard to defend, and I always feel like it makes your life so difficult. MARU blocking the second gas right now. So annoying. Still probing. He's not made a Zealot. Guys, skipping the Zealot seems insane, right? I feel like you need a Zealot to help tank against the Marauders, right? I mean, he definitely knows what's happening, does Showtime. This is not a trick. There is no hidden command center. This is not just a Reaper proxy. This is clearly an all-in. Showtime's going for a Stalker into an Adept with no shield battery. Does he not know what's happening, guys? I don't think you can defend this with Stalker Adept, can you? I think he's misread this play. Oof. Robo starts on the high ground. Showtime's going to cancel out of this, but bit of an odd play here for Showtime, guys. I think he misread what was happening in this game. When you see single gas, you should know it's concussive shells, but seems like he may have misread what was going on. And now MARU cancel the Nexus. I think he can transition at home. SCV's actually cornered the probe. Single SCV surround on that probe. Engineering Bay goes down on the high ground to try and give MARU some vision there. Very cute way of getting that high ground vision. Oh, that is actually so annoying. And he tags the Stalker, which means it's going to go down. More Adepts being built here, but Adepts do almost no damage to Marauders. And normally it's Zealots and Stalkers that hold against this. Showtime with a bit of a misread. All right, guys, going to the next one. MARU's once again proxy 2-raxing. Showtime is going to come in and scout immediately and realize MARU is up to no good. A lot of people seem to be suggesting that it was proxy, that Showtime thought it was proxy 2-rax Reaper. Because proxy Reaper with 1 gas is a build that dies to an Adept going across the map. I'm quite sure that's not a build order. You can hide the barracks outside your base and I guess do that. But yeah, I think he was trying to kind of call MARU's bluff. I think was Showtime's mindset. MARU realizes he's being scouted, so he swaps to an eBay / bunker block here. Really good adaptation under pressure. Come on, Showtime. Get some games on the board, mate. You know you can do this. MARU has such dirty builds. So MARU wanted to do a proxy 2 barracks. Probably the same Marauder. Could have been a Reaper, guys, but he's changed plans upon being scouted. I think he thought Showtime might skip the scout entirely. Knowing he's so far behind in the series, he has to gamble, and MARU would just double down and try to get the easy finish. When MARU is ahead in a tournament, he likes to just gamble on simple victory win conditions. He's very happy to do so. That says, this looks awful for Showtime. I mean, you got to realize the barracks and eBay are on the other side of the map. He's just started his factory now, not a particularly early timing. This is perfectly fine for Showtime. He's going quick double gas here. I think it's not really an issue. I think this is totally fine. He's just got to play clean. It just messes the game up a lot. Like, Showtime's build is not going to be super clean, but MARU's build is a hot mess as well. MARU sent 2 SCVs across incredibly early. So he's lost a massive amount of mining time. This stuff is not free. Nice. Reaper going down is big for Showtime. This Reaper's going to come out as well. The problem for Showtime is that MARU is so good at navigating these sorts of games. Showtime's going to go DTs to try and counter him. Not a bad idea. And his Nexus isn't going to be too delayed either whilst going for that. So I think this is really good adaptation for Showtime. Going to go Tech Lab on the factory for a cycle. And Command Center's just started. So Nexus is still down before Command Center. Barracks has to float home, so you don't have a reactor pumping Marines. So you're way behind on Marines with this sort of build. And yeah, you can see just how awkward this can get, man. This can get very awkward for the Terran. If you get scouted going across for a proxy like that, most Terrans will go, oh, this is awful, it's so bad. MARU makes these games look surprisingly solid because he is that good at adapting. And he's got such a deep understanding. Where we think of MARU's first year of complete dominance, 2018, in Korea. He dominated everything that year, right? He won WSG at the start internationally, and he won every GSL. And it was often proxy barracks gets scouted, goes wrong, finds a way to win anyway. But if he doesn't build a Raven, good chance he's in the doo-doo. There's only 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker. Second Stalker will pop, I think, just before the Reaper comes in. But if the Reaper gets a full scout, he's going to know it's DTs. Third CC goes down. MARU. Let's go to MARU's camera, guys. I'm on MARU's camera now. Oh, he's going to see everything. Oh, the pro pull's good. Kind of potentially scares him away from seeing the other pylon. No, he's going to commit. He knows he's got to see. And now he knows it's DTs. It has to be DTs. There's nothing else this can be. If we go to his camera, or not his camera, but watch him, he should be building an eBay right now. Staying on one base and waiting for mules also works. If he could just not drop mules. He's got 50 energy now. It's an option to just... He drops mules. Does he not realize? I mean, that's such an empty base. That to me is a giant alarm bell. Sometimes seeing the direct tech is big, but seeing an empty base this deep in the game is a massive, massive alarm bell. MARU. DTs are coming, bro. Don't let them up that ramp. He's got a mule waiting, and he will have a third orbital coming up. SCVs are transferring into the DTs. MARU not watching DT. Oh, he sees it, but the DT's in. It's going to get just one SCV. Oh, it's going to escape the scan. Oh, it doesn't quite escape the scan. Nice play there for MARU. And he does start a Raven after his first Cloaked Banshee. This has not done crazy damage for Showtime. Hasn't really paid off. And of course, when you open DTs like this, your follow-up is massively, massively delayed. Now, for those who didn't watch the group stage, Showtime beat Beyond with a DT that failed into Blink DT, Blink Stalker base trade when Beyond pushed him. It was crazy. Like, he waited for Beyond to push. He dove in and sniped his orbitals. He played like his name was Cheese God 69. It did not look like Showtime at all. It was very cool to see him try that style. Banshee only gets itself a probe. And look at that. 2 observers, 2 stalkers on each side. Banshee's just going to have to hide in the back with an observer tracking it for the rest of this game. Blink is almost there. Extra gateway comes in for Showtime. That third base halfway finished. Stim has only just started for MARU. So even though the DTs delays things, MARU going 3 command center means he's just going to be chilling. This is probably going to go late game. Maybe MARU finds like a 2.5 base push. No, he goes double eBay. Maybe he pushes with 1-1 at like 9 minutes, but he's not going to have much before then. Oh, Blink just kicks in. That's huge for Showtime. Showtime will absolutely want to send a probe up to repower this, I believe. And I think MARU should probably run back to his base, knowing it's very dangerous. Now, keep in mind, tech works no matter what, even if it's not powered. So you don't need to repower this. But it would be nice as a potential warp-in point later on. Oh, and that's why you want to run away. So those Cyclones are exposed. 1 Stalker for 2 Cyclones. A brilliant trade for Showtime, who is back in a very, very decent position in this game. And funnily enough, he didn't leave the Observer tracking the Banshee, which I'm a bit surprised by. And he doesn't notice it flying past in the main there. Gonna go back and maybe repair itself up. Cyclones are useless at this point anyway. Oh, they're not great units. You don't want to throw them away for free. Like, don't get me wrong. I throw my Cyclones away for 1 probe and don't care. But one of the great things when you watch MARU normally is the Reaper from the early game, the 2 Reapers and the Hellion or the Banshee or whatever it is, whatever unit you think is pretty worthless, he'll wait till the opponent's occupied, he'll run in and kill 10 workers with it. And that's not unusual. So, you know, losing those Cyclones does matter, guys. They're not the highest value units, of course, but they do definitely matter. Dark Shrine's going to get taken down. So it would have been... Yeah, no, he's not willing to commit. Stalker pulling back. Does tech still work if the building is destroyed? Things you've upgraded off it will last, but the ability that the building itself gives to build units and whatnot, no. So if that Twilight Council goes down, he can't make +2. Oh, he's got a new Twilight, so he doesn't really care. Stalkers on the front struggling with the bio tank. Well, there's 2 here. Oh no, Blink's ready, just 1. Okay, Banshee goes down, but Showtime does lose the Dark Shrine. It's a little unfortunate. Probably wasn't gonna have too much use for it for a while, but yeah, it's a bit annoying. These Stalkers should get out of there, though. Just hanging in the corner, not very useful for them. Showtime has 1 Colossus, charge kicking in, +1 weapons, almost there. He's gonna go for the second Forge in the back. I love that prompt second Forge. MARU's on 62 workers, similar economy to the Protoss player, which is very good. He's got 2 tanks and a Raven, anti-armor missile. Hits 6 of those Zealots. The whole bio army stims, cleans up about 4 of the Zealots, though, to begin with. Another anti-armor missile. Showtime just giving up ground. He does not want to fight. He wants +1 in extended thermal lens, but he's got to go forward. He's got to scare this army back. But he's too afraid to fight with the orange dust on him. MARU senses this. and he knows he can push forward. That Marauder does unfortunately get surrounded there by those siege tanks. Those tanks are in great position, and Showtime's taking a lot of damage here. Showtime's waiting for the upgrades, but I think that might allow MARU to just pick away at him. Get crazy damage on this. Scan just dealt with what I guess was a DT running in on that base. Another anti-armor missile goes down. The army's going to come forwards. Showtime trying to bust this position. The Zealots on the south get a really good angle. The Colossus need to click on those Marines. He's going after the Marines with the Colossus. The Marauders and tanks are starting to fall. Those Colossus just need 1 or 2 swipes on those Marines, but without extended thermal lance, it kicks in now. Oh, if he had that thermal lance the whole time, Maru's Marines would have been toasted. But as it is, MARU sets up a fighting retreat. Turns it into a little ambush in the middle of the map. Gets 2 Stalkers. Showtime's down in the dumps once again. The fast third command center pays off. MARU here trading 1,700 resources more efficiently. MARU's just a beast, man. You know, he forgot how to lose in TvZ recently. Turns out in TvP, he has remembered how to win without giving the opponent a chance to play the video game, which is kind of fantastic. Showtime is on... I think he's playing very good PvT. I just think there's a difference with MARU, where MARU is so good at playing many stages of the game, but he also hits you with the craziest gambles and surprise attacks. And it's that whole package that's hard to deal with. You got to be so clean in the macro game, but also you got to be ready for an SCV pull at all moments. MARU is the true menace to Protoss players everywhere. Good Colossus micro for Showtime. He's also got some force fields that could land here. This tank coming forward is really going to help MARU secure this position. Showtime shaves off quite a few Marauders, though. Really good. He just got like an extra 3 or 4 Marauders. Stalkers go for the Raven, don't quite get it. Another Marauder kill or 2 would be good. The Medevac's out of healing. Dude, this is really bad for MARU. He's losing so many units. I know Showtime's like down in supply and stuff, but the lack of healing there, it's actually a scary moment. Would love to see a couple Zealots hit the natural at the same time, make it a bit hard for him to micro. Showtime's going to back away, though. Got his 4th and 5th base both coming up here. He's going to try and probe up to 75, maybe 80 probes. Templar Archives would be nice because he's got such a big gas bank, so a few Archons could help, and of course, Psystorm's always a good addition. Did that Prism get scouted, guys? I'm not sure if it went through that or not. Main base is wide open to Prisms right now. Showtime's such a front-on player, and MARU's not really got his guard up for the Warp Prism. Very impressed that Showtime's making this competitive, dude. After that first push, killing his 4th and trading so well, thought he was done for. 2-1 upgrades about to kick in for him. MARU's got 2-2 though. MARU's thinking of diving. I don't think that's good. Is it? Wow. He just goes for it. Absolute YOLO. There's Zealots in his main base. SCVs get pulled. Showtime wisely tries to recall his Colossus. Saves 2 of them and 2 Stalkers. Few add-ons and 6 SCVs go down. Is that enough to make this next defense possible for Showtime? I really don't know. His Prism's going to pick up and fly away. A couple of add-ons went down. Not as many as I probably would have liked, though, for Showtime to make this super duper painful. But at least he pulls the army back, which gives him time. He's still on single robo, which I dislike. He's got a disruptor there, which is good. I'd love to see second robo. But when you're playing 4 gas Protoss, 12.5 minutes, you basically say, I'm going to have a handful of tech units and a whole lot of basic boys. His gas bank has now been chomped through. MARU's going to push this north side. I don't think Showtime knows what's happening. He's got very limited map control. That 5th base is a free snipe. Zealot drop goes back in. Prisms shoot it down immediately. No, it did escape. Never mind. 5th base is sniped up north. 3 SCVs go down. Showtime's got 4 bases up. Starts rebuilding his 5th. Random Marauder gets caught by the Stalkers. He never repowered these gateways up here. We'd love to see that. The Vikings are out now Prism hunting, but the Prism's going to go away. Maybe come back a bit later in this game. MARU will build a few turrets, but Prism can easily get around that on the south or on this north side into this mineral line and that production. Showtime, of course, is on the back foot. He's got +2 armor about to kick in to tie up the upgrades. +3 attack already on the way, but 3 3s on the way for MARU. Similar worker count, 75 to 78. MARU's got 4 Vikings against 4 Colossus. Not the best count in that regard. But once again, the map control for Showtime has been lacking, and this northern push path catches him unawares for the 2nd time in a few minutes. Probes will go to the bottom left. Showtime doesn't feel he can afford any observers, doesn't have the gas, and he's still only got 1 robo. Few disruptors. No Psystorm added in this game. He's just got one zealot. This is his observer this game, guys, and he's not very good at observing, that guy. That's the guy who likes to charge at the opponent and try and stab him in the face. 2 more Nexi coming in. It's repowered the top right, which I do like. Showtime is going to try and push right now. Down 5 army supply, 5 command centers building at once for MARU, and a fusion core. And most importantly, his +3 weapons is almost done. It's a huge Terran army spread out in a big line. Showtime can A-move that. But MARU quickly scrambles with his micro. Nice anti-armor missiles. Disruptor shot. Not able to land. The space gets cancelled. Showtime wisely giving up ground. He's got to wait for the right engagement. It's scary, man. Remember, Showtime beat MARU on Gresvin. After a bad early game, when it got to this sort of stage, he actually beat MARU in a late game. In a situation where MARU, I thought, should have been favored 4 months ago. And that was pretty big, because it's not like Showtime was going a late game from way ahead. I would say his early game was worse than MARU's. Hold on. Big flank, big flank. Colossus getting caught out. Disruptors try to deal with that right side flank. They land decent shots, but few of the Colossus get caught out. That Disruptor shot completely goes past him. He's force field on the ramp. He's not force fielding. Someone's lagging. I don't know. Oh, not now. Don't do that. Disruptor does land. It looks like the players at least didn't feel it from what I can tell. It looks like their micro was solid. Disruptor shots do land. The Colossus all go down. Stalker's going to chase down a few of the Vikings. I don't know who the hell was lagging there. Was that me? Was that someone else? My ping's saying 200 MS right now. Hopefully that's stable. It's Central US, so that's not too unusual. Zealot Stalker chases down some of MARU's units, but MARU's reinforce will be absolutely frightening. Showtime doesn't have the big economy to replace these units. He's down 6,000 in the units lost. Yeah, this is... I feel like the servers have been so dodge, man. We've had 0 frames dropped, nothing like that. But it's like every game, it's either me, one of the Eastern Europeans, one of the French guys. Someone has some giant lag spike at some moment. Luckily, I think when I have it, it doesn't seem to affect the players. It's Showtime. Hopefully he can drag this game back. I want this series to go longer, guys. Zealots coming in, overwhelming a bunch of stuff. Nexus in the top does go down. Stalker's focusing down the lid. He's going to go forward and try to focus down the next one. Good little counterattack for Showtime, but he doesn't have enough at home to defend, does he? His army's so small right now, and he's trying to start a base trade with a handful of units, you know? Gets himself 1 Marauder with the Disruptor shot. What's he got at home? 1 Colossus. He does have a 2nd robot, but not much else. Big drop's going to pick up. Stalker, Zealot, Disruptor down here on the bottom side. Lib's going in there. He's going to take the ramp off him. Oh, it's a tricky rotation. MARU pretends to evacuate. He's going to nuke your natural from your own main base. MARU. Oh, he's going to go from both sides. Tries to jump on top. The Stalker, Zealot, Colossus moving in there. The tank does go down. The Vikings clear that, though. The nuke lands on the natural. The army's already engaged. The Marauders were each with their own personal medevacs, though. Those Marauders, man, struggling to take them out as Showtime. Gets himself, the medevac had 2 Marauders inside, which is good. Gets himself a bunch more medevacs, so that came from Showtime's micro, as ever. Consistent, solid. He is playing against MARU, the beast himself. And he will not be tamed, not today. Every series that goes by, I feel like MARU and the inevitability of him winning this tournament seem to be going. Like, Hero had a little while where he was so hot. He was all over it. And he did beat MARU rather dominantly in one tournament recently. But other than that, outside of that one finals, it feels like MARU has just forgotten how to lose StarCraft 2 games. His dynamic range, far beyond pretty much any other players. Crazy STV pulls, great proxy barracks. Proxy barracks gets scouted. He's the best in the game at turning that sort of weird early game to his advantage. Late game still solid as ever. He's got so many areas of potential strength. And that's going to put him straight to the grand finals with a 4-0. I think that might be the only time we've ever had a 4-0 semifinals in PiGFest. MARU, you're killing the hype, mate. At this point, you need to 5-0 the grand finals as well, just so we can talk about MARU's most dominant performance ever, all right? GG, well played.